Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously wherever you are in the world. Yeah, just look at that rope on my beautiful little tree, Anastasia. Yeah, comes from Scotland, yes, yes. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, as you can see, what have I been doing? So I've been busy for most of the day. Anyway, kept myself productive. Yeah, so all our little babies are now cut down until they grow back again. Mind you, I've still got the little butterflies, bless them. Oh, and guess what? There's actually some little caterpillars as well. My delicious little babies, caterpillars. I haven't seen them forever. The first one I seen was yesterday. My delicious little babies. It was she or he was on the wall. And I thought, flip me. I remember when I was little, just switching hands, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Where we used to see caterpillars all the time. I mean, I used to take them in. I used to bring them into my home, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Mind you, I brought another beautiful little bee back the other day, and I put her on this little flower here, that single one there. And I put her on there and just to see if she could feed, because I found her on the floor, my delicious little baby, so she clearly couldn't fly. She must have walked away, but I tried her with some water and everything. But anyway, not to worry, my delicious little babies, not to worry, just switching. So caterpillars. Where else do you see caterpillars, my delicious little babies? You see caterpillars with it's a make of something. There we are, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? If you remember, you could have caterpillar shoes, you could have caterpillar boots, You know the drill, my delicious little babies, yes? Anyway, if I go over here a minute, you can see, it looks like a little flipping Christmas tree. I don't know where that's come from. Anyway, my delicious little babies, me personally, I'm not into Crimbo, you know what I mean? It's fake, isn't it, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, got me little AC over there. Got me little AC over there, Anyway, my delicious little babies, so I've got 2 videos, and I hope that life is treating you most deliciously. Yeah, I'm just sat out in the garden, my delicious little babies. Now, I've got to wait for me gardener to arrive. But the front of my garden really hardly needs doing one bit. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay, and the back, as you can see, there's nothing I can do, my delicious little babies, because with little Rube, she's very heavy-footed. Do you see what I'm saying? So as she's very heavy-footed, I can never, ever have it looking, like a really beautiful, little beautiful little garden, because it just doesn't work that way, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? Can you see there? E.T. phone home. Okay, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so yeah, these are a couple of interesting videos, my delicious little babies. Hello, little wasp. Good afternoon. Okay, my delicious little babies, there's a couple of good videos. And just to let you all know, my delicious little babies, how I love you all so. You're so super duper wonderful and delicious. Yeah, every now and again with who I feel is spying on me, I cannot pinpoint, okay, my delicious little babies, okay? So just when you think that it's the end, it probably is for the time being, but I don't think so. Every now and again, you know what? I just like to say hello. Hello. Okay, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? But anyway, not to worry, not to worry. Somebody's trying to get hold of me now. They're going to have to wait. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, You know, I don't rush myself for nobody, you know what I mean? Mind you, nobody should rush themselves for myself, you know what I mean? Anyway, my delicious babies, so what's this one here? Big Al, you can call me Al. Do 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 do. Yeah. Okay, my delicious babies now then. So what do we got here? This uploader happens to have 38.4 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, and he's called In the Older Space Bar in YouTube, my delicious little babies. I cannot see properly at the moment because the sun's in my bird race. You know, the sun's in my bird race. But it's very, very, very cloudy, my delicious little babies. Very, very, very cloudy. Can you see that, my delicious little babies, anyway? And yeah, so it's a capital B for big, space, capital A for Al. Now, this video, my delicious little babies, was uploaded a couple of months ago. Now, I'll tell you what happened. We both of the videos, there we are, that I'm advertising. Now, I thought, genuinely, oh, yeah, it came up on my feed, but no, never came up on my feed, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? I was actually searching for other things, okay? And, you know, seeing what I could, you know, it's a bit like a jumble sale or maybe a charity shop, you know what I mean? Where you just have a little mooch and see what you can find, my delicious little babies. Do you follow me? Anyway, so this video should read, and to anybody out there who happens to like, I will mention them, eBay, my delicious little babies, okay, so I will mention them. They're a giant, aren't they? But as this big Al points out on his video, this video was, what was it, about 20, no it wasn't, it was, I think it was about nearly 13 minutes long, my delicious little babies, because the other one is nearly 38 minutes long, okay? And no, I'm not doing coding or anything like that. It's just, you know what I mean? Anyway, I know the numbers and I know there we are, the crack, what they're at. You see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, I'm just pointing some things out now to you. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. The video should read, why my eBay sales, now listen to this, my delicious little babies, dropped from 1,500, note the number, my delicious little babies, comes to 6, to 200. 200, my delicious little babies, a day. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? And like I said, this is, you know, a couple of months ago now. Okay. Why my eBay sales dropped from 1,500 to 200 a day. Yeah. He had to lay off 5 of his staff, my delicious little babies, just swapping hands. Yeah, he had to lay the staff off. Anyway, one stayed most loyal to him. And then he's now since re-employed. Well, you know, there's 2 that's been re-employed. But the fact of the matter is, my delicious little babies, is that, yes, as he explained, Big Al, he's 6'4", you know what I mean? So, and what he was explaining is that he was sending out, you know, with the help of his friends, you know, there was a song, wasn't there? Little help from my friends. You see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, and so there were 350 parcels going out, but what he's explaining, my delicious little babies, okay, is that, you know, he never quite realised what was going on, but then there we are, he soon found out what was going on. And then, of course, those parcels there totaling, what is it, to 7 grand, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? But we all know ourselves. I mean, flip me, you got, what's it called? Temu. You need to read the comments, my delicious little babies. Anyway, I know all about Temu. You know what I mean? It's everywhere, all over YouTube, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter where you look, it's Temu. And before that, it was Shein. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, Kai? And I'm pretty sure there was something else before that. Well, I know plenty who buy things from Temu. I mean, please do not get me wrong. I mean, the clobber's not bad, my delicious little babies. It's not bad at all. But what's the point that I'm making? Is that with eBay and everything like this now, then, you know, how you meant to make a living, you know, when you got the ones taking over now, then, my delicious little babies. Do you follow me? Abracadabra, I want to reach out and grab you. Okay, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so that's that video. Now then, let's swap hands. So the very last video, my delicious little babies, okay, you probably haven't got a lot to look at today, mind you. You know, for myself, I just want to chill today. You know what I mean? I've done a lot today. I've done my windows, I've done the garden, I've got up the weeds. I've got up the weeds, my delicious little babies. You know, there we are. Shoulders go up very strongly there, okay, my delicious little babies. And yeah, we're making, there we are, progress. Okay, my delicious little babies. So we've got the final video for today, which, like I said, is nearly 38 minutes long. This uploader happens to have 2.87 million subscribers, my delicious little babies. That's rather a large number, isn't it? Check the pegs. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, and please note what's behind him. There's lots of screens, my delicious little babies. Please note the video, my delicious little babies. Very important, that. Okay, and this uploader's called Capital T on old YouTube, my delicious little babies. Technology, yeah. Lots of technology, isn't there, my delicious little babies? Yes. Space. Capital C. Connectors. What was it? Did Craig David do a song? Do the connector. Making moves, yeah, on the dance floor. Do you remember, my delicious little babies? Yes. Anyway, the video should read, algorithms are breaking how we think, my delicious little babies. Yes, I totally agree with that, my delicious little babies, Kai. But it's a really interesting, there we are, video to listen to, my delicious little babies. Now, for some of you who are super duper rich, you know, remember the caterpillar, you know, who's super duper rich, well, you will know this uploader, but for others, my delicious little babies, you may not. Me personally, I have not heard of this, you know, uploader at all, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? And with anybody not in that way, now then, yeah. He talks about blue sky, we've got a bit of blue sky up there, haven't we, my delicious little babies? Just a bit, okay? My delicious little babies, yeah, he talks a lot about blue sky. Anyway, my delicious little babies, so that's the end of my video. So there's not a lot to say. You can see my table, you can see my chair, you can see my beautiful little tree Anastasia, you know, remember Scotland. Beautiful little AC, yeah, ACEY. And but of course, when I had my beautiful little AC, she was ACER. How I love her so, to my heart. You see what I mean, my delicious little babies, Kai? But she was my beautiful, dear little trusted friend, my little psychic friend, my beautiful little daughter, as we call our sons and daughters, you know what I mean, okay? I'm talking about, there we are, another AC. Okay, my delicious little babies anyway. So wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life. My little honey bunnies, sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected. And how I love you all. So, I always try, my delicious little babies. I do not overly try. No. If I've got information to give you, there we are. I shall give you information. Okay, my delicious little babies, little birdie house, you know what I mean? Every time I flipping clear it up, our beautiful little babies make a flipping mess again, you know what I mean? I just keep trying, in respect to my little birdie house, I just keep giving you, the food out and they just keep flipping spilling it, you know what I mean? Then I have to go and, there we are, clean it up. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, so you just take care now. So very much love to you all. How I love you all. So you're beautiful, wonderful, and delicious, and I'll love you. Okay? So until my next video, so much love. Ciao.